Hello everyone and welcome to Intelligence Racing League around the streets. Well, it's kind of a street. I think it's like a little bit of a street circuit here at Canada. Welcome to the Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve and welcome to a wet qualifying session. So if it's a dry race, anyone can start on any strategy they want. 14 drivers tonight. PSN issues have halted a few drivers. Halted a few drivers getting into lobby. Potentially they get in, potentially they don't. But at this stage, everyone should be getting points. I'm just going to turn down my audio because it's a little bit loud. And then, hang on, we'll put it down to 7. And we can now listen to me because at the moment I felt like it was a little bit too loud. Change the camera angle today because it suits me. I'm very sorry. But yeah, we're going with this camera angle today. So we're seeing exactly what the drivers see then as they now are beginning to do their lap times. So we have no clue what kind of lap times we're expecting. But it looks like D. Daniel is the first one out of the box then. And he'll be the first person on a lap as we put all our telemetry up, all our track maps up, and we have a look at everything. Obviously, Canada, the world of chicanes, as it may also be called, as we will take a lap with D. Daniel around this formidable circuit, which sees a lot of crashes per year, and especially in the wet. I would expect 1 or 2 to be out at some point. Here we go then, down towards turn 1 we go then as the lap starts. Going down into third gear in turn 2, as apparently we've got some free comments on stream. Let me just check the stream comments, just checking nothing's wrong before we continue. Need a gas leak at Sony HQ, disastrous. Let's have a good race. Yeah, of course, let's have a good race as D. Daniel comes through the middle sector now then, as he comes through the formidable chicane that literally I hate, and I spun on in my race. But anyway, down towards the the third chicane of the day then, potentially even the fourth if you count 1 and 2. Everyone does get points. Yes, Jab, as we now come towards the hairpin. D. Daniel finishes sector 2 with a 47.6, now down into the final sector. Around the hairpin, D. Daniel moves it out quite wide. He moves his car to make the track as wide as possible. It's wet like D2. What times are we expecting then, Jab? Give us a little bit of an idea as we now come down into the final few corners. Then the Wall of Champions is the only corner to meet the drivers at the end of this lap then, as we come around the final corner now. D. Daniel, what lap will he do? It looks like a confident lap from the Racing Point, and it's an 18.9. Watch those times. Once those times changes, Just South goes an 18.3. Bullet Boy with a 17.9, instantly win to the 17th. A second quicker than D. Daniel. Caladra on a 19.1. That is Boss Wanted it on an 18.8. Montana up to line. He goes invalid on a 19.7. Then we've got Iwan up to line. Iwan's going to go for an 18.8 P3. Then in behind we do have a Ferrari, and that was of Rocco, who also invalidated with NSX Connor taking pole so far with a 17.942. Only 400s quicker than Bullet Boy. Should be low to mid 17s then for the drivers, as NSX Connor shows that we are going into the high 17s, and I expect a lot more drivers to get some good laps in Alp. We got the laps. We got the onboard lap from him this week. What lap time is he going to do? He's going to do an 18 dead to get him P3. Should be a little bit of a Canada merchant. As look at that, Rocco has invalidated his lap then, so Rocco needs to learn the track pretty well. Montana seems to be on a good lap right now as he comes through towards the final sector, as we see drivers improving in front of him, hopefully, as yes, that's a Justice 17.9 up to line for one of the Renaults. An improvement, no, from that Renault. A Williams up to line, no improvement there, but Montana up to line. He's going to do a 17.8 pole position for the Ferrari, setting the pace early on. Iwan across the line now, 18.1 now. The grid is very close, 3/10 separating the top 7. Lewis on a lap, Lando on the lap, but he has got front wing damage. Obviously just done 2 races and he's on his 3rd race of the night then. Feels a little bit like the 24 hours as Rocco's invalidated another lap now. Let's have a look at what lap times Rocco is doing. as he comes through the middle sector. Then he's done an 18-2 and an 18-4 so far. So Rocco with a good lap on the board. We're only getting P8, so Rocco needs to improve his all. He's almost gone into the wall there. So Rocco's got some time to find as Lewis up the line. Does a 19.8 as he comes through the middle. No, he's abandoned that lap then, as Alp at the moment on 18-0 as well. Then other people up to the line. Lando in the pits. Rocco, Lewis, Baraka. Justice Sass retired. Justice Sass has binned it. Ladies and gents, Justice Sass has lost it. Where's he lost it? I think he's lost it out of the final corner. I think he has. Look back. Yes, it is. That's Justice Sass in P4. His highest lap time today will be a 17.9. Seems a little bit more moist, so maybe not low 17s. Okay, thank you for that information. Javis Caladre almost loses it there as well. Then Lewis, very slow in quality, lets Alp pass. Alp is on a lap. No, he's not on a lap right now, excuse me. As Montana in the pits. Bullet Boy's gone quicker than Montana. Didn't see that one as he's invalidated this lap. Bullet Boy to the target place at the moment. Connor just going around right now. And he's not on a flyer as there is no... Oh, he's put his EOS back up then. So it looks like a little bit of EOS management here for Connor to get the car flying around the track then. Let's have a look then. As he comes through sector 2, he looks like he's on a push lap. So into the middle sector now, and out of the chicane there, the Renault goes and up the gears. Soon it comes down towards the final, down towards near the final sector. We've got another chicane to go before that final sector begins. As he loses the car a little bit on exit, but it seems pretty stable from Connor. Then is he going to be an improvement on his lap time? It's a 10th up, so that could be pole if he gets this last sector. Well, all right then, as he puts his EOS down to 0 for the traction, and he'll put it back up in a second. And there he goes, back up into EOS mode 2. So it looks like a little bit of EOS management from some of the drivers. Then Connor coming through the final sector now, then flying past our camera there, up to speeds of 200 miles an hour now, down on the brakes into the final 2 corners. Up to the line, it seems clean from the Renault. He's going right up towards, so at least it seems like a good lap. There you go, it is. He's 2/10 up in that last sector, and that is pole. So it's a 1-2 at the moment for the Renault team. Very good laps from them. Montana needs to improve, so does Alp. Alp is on an invalid lap. Caladre on an improved lap so far, coming through sector 1. Sector 2 comes to an end quite soon after, as he now flies through the middle sector. Now down towards that final sector now then, as he's 4/10 up on the lap time he's on at the moment. That'll put him on a 0.7. That's P8 that should get him at the moment. As Jazz says, stop raining. Yes, it has stopped raining, so the times will heavily improve now. Thank you, champ. Potentially a dry end to the session, so the lap times will start to decrease quite a lot near the end of the session then. Thank you, Jav, for that. As now into the pits, Caladre goes, and Jav, be an absolute legend and put this in the LOE Discord. Go on. As Menno, two little eyes there, you know. Menno is looking at this, and so is everyone, as now it seems very dry out in the pit lane. There's no rain in the pit lane, but there's still rain on track. D Daniel proving that to us, as we now see. Yeah, there's a little bit of rain down into the hairpin still. Not rain, sorry, a little bit of spray, and it seems like everyone's just now waiting in the pits. Then we've got the tyre on the best, not the fitted, and there you go, Lando out of the pits on the softs, as no chance I get smacks. Go on, Jav, go on. Oh, and there you go, D Daniel into the pits. He knows it's too wet, he knows it's too dry, sorry. Go on, Jav, do it for the bands, who cares. As we're just supporting, we're supporting the LOE D1. But anyway, now SMM Alp into the pits. Everyone seems to be now changing onto the soft tyres, as Lewis is doing a lap on the Inters. So he feels like it's still Inters weather then, as we have sorry, I thought Lando was out of the pits, but no. Is anyone out of the pits on the softs yet? It doesn't seem like it. People just have softs selected at the moment then. So Lewis coming through the first few corners. If this is not a PB from him, nope, it's an invalidation from him. So Lewis will not be doing a valid lap this time round. I think he's just doing this for circuit experience more than anything then. Let's have a look how far he would be up on his lap time though. That would be a nice thing to do. So 22.3. Has Lewis done a lap time yet? Let's have a look. Lewis was on a 23. So yeah, lap times are now heavily... Oh, as Lewis hit the wall. As Rocco has got... sorry, it says Rocco's gone Connor's gone quicker. He hasn't. That's just the game messing up. Now look at this. People, I believe, are starting to come out on the soft end. So Justice Ass, this is really not what he wants. Obviously, he's going to go right down to the bottom of the pack if people get all valid laps in then, as it now does look very dry out. And let's have a look. That's Iwan on a purple sector. There's no spray on track anymore. Surely at the moment it's more used to the softs than the inters. Surely there's more grip on those grippy tyres than these slippery inters are right now. But it looks like a very good lap from Iran. Only 3/10 up though, so it's really... We're at the point where I don't think we can improve much more with these inters. I wouldn't be surprised if Iran goes straight back into the pits then. Builder Boy out on a set of softs. Let's have a look at the softs through this middle sector then. Seems pretty decent. Seems like there's a little bit of grip. Does Iwan go into the pits? No, he completes the lap. So Iwan out of the final corner now. What lap time will he be on? He's going to be faster, but how much faster? He goes pole. So that's a good lap, just in case he invalidates his soft lap. That could get him somewhere. That is pole for Iwan. So Iwan needs to probably head into the pits now and make sure that he's all good. But now here we go. Here's the competition then. Rocco on the softs. As now Rocco comes through the middle sector. He's flying. He's absolutely flying. His DRS is now enabled. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rocco now improves by a few tenths at least. Up to line. And it's purple for Rocco then. Purple for Rocco. So this could be pole. It surely is pole. The track conditions look basically dry at this point. As now Rocco comes down the back straight then towards the Wall of Champions corner. As now the final chicane comes to me. NSX Rocco is looking quick. A full soft lap would have been completed by now. But first, interchangeable conditions up to line for the Ferrari driver. And he sets pole, going a second quicker than anyone else. I think this shows that Justice Ass will be right at the back of the grid for the race then later on today. It went into the pits, of course. Going onto the softs. Connor on the softs. So is Bullet Boy. Bullet Boy's near the end of a lap, but it is an invalid lap then. Alp on a lap as well. The person who did the track guide for us then. Other people on laps. Baraka has a set of valid lap. Yeah, he's on an out lap right now. Who else is on a lap? That looks like one of the Renaults. That is Bullet Boy coming up to the line, and he's invalidated, so he's going straight back into the pits then. Hitting the board as he meets it, as Luke will be the next person to come up to the line after Alp then. Alp will be the next person to come up to the line. And now coming through. Oh, here we go. Up to the line now for SMM Alp. Will that be an improvement? Yes, it will. And it will be a 14.3. The lap times are now drastically improving. That'll be Luke up to the line. Luke goes into P2 with a 15.3. The lap times are now cascading down. Montana. Here we go. Here's the benchmark, ladies and gents, as he heads into the pit. So it's not going to be a benchmark. And he needs to head into those pits quick. He's only got 3 minutes to go. And he's in that pit lane. So who else? It looks like there is a Rocco. Is Rocco heading into the pits? Boss Wanted, though. Looks like he's on a lap then. Boss Wanted. This will be his final set of tyres then. Up to the line. And he goes pole with a 13.4 then. The lap times just cascading. And I think Boss Wanted's put himself in a bad position here. As... now everyone else will improve, and Boss Wanted, he's got a lap time on the board, but if everyone improves and doesn't invalidate, then he's in a very bad position. People in worse positions right now are Baraka, Lewis and Lando. They've got to improve. Lewis trying out the mediums potentially. He's going to try and get inside the top 10 on the medium tyres. That'll be a shout from him if he can do that. Alp heads into the pits then. I don't think he's going to get another lap done. So does Luke. Luke heads into the pits. I don't think they're all going to get laps done. If they do, it's going to be very close on time. They may get it just if they get out in a minute, 1 minute 40, they can potentially still get out and do their lap. So I think they're actually going to be okay, everyone, except for Boss Wanted. Boss Wanted, I can pretty much assure you that unless he's going for a second run now on these tyres, he's got enough fuel. So I think Boss Wanted is going for a second run here on low on fuel. No, he's not. He's heading into the pits. So Boss Wanted will not do another lap this session then. Lando out of the pits now he comes. I think it's now just the last person to head out of the pits will win this. So people like Luke could be in actually a very good position here, as Luke will be exiting the pits very shortly. Other people, is anyone on a lap right now? I don't think so. I think Lando is on his out lap. He needs to get a lap in pretty soon, as I think that is everyone now leaving the pits with 1 minute and 40 to go then. Everyone leaving quite late. We can see a McLaren out the pits. We can see a Red Bull out the pits of Luke. So Luke's out safely. Looks like I think that's Rocco only just leaving the pits. So Rocco's going to be very close on time. Actually, 3 people very close on time. As now laps are beginning to start then with XL Lando. Oh, he's got front wing damage. Oh no, this is tragic for Lando. Oh, what a shame. He's lost it before the lap's even begun then. Don't think we'll run on board with him. I think we'll run on board with Montana then. Montana through the first sector now he goes. He's going to be met with a little bit of traffic then. Is the Ferrari driver coming up through towards sector 2 then. Is he no, through sector 1, sorry, coming towards sector 2 is the end of this braking zone. And look at that, that is Caladre going slow. Caladre is going to be very close on time then, as Montana at the moment has gone purple, as he should, through that first sector then. Xavier, I'm not too sure on what the track race conditions are like then, but Montana now through towards the final sector now, as people are starting their laps with 30 seconds to go then. He's going to get a little bit of boost potentially of that slipstream if Lewis doesn't get out of the way. Lewis does get out of the way very promptly, so he can't use any DRS then. No, DRS and slipstream, excuse me. He's got the ERS, he's got the DRS. He's going to be the first person to finish his lap. He's going to have time for another if he needs to, as he comes around the final corner now. Does the Ferrari driver up to line, no front wing damage for him. Lando goes for a 10-3. Montana goes for a 9-3, a whole second quicker, and now everyone will start to follow Boss Wanted on an out lap. Oh, Boss Wanted's lost it. Boss Wanted's not going to line, and neither is NSX Connor. He's missed it. He's missed it just by probably half a second. Boss Wanted and Connor have missed it. And so it's Justice Us, of course. Other people on laps, we need to have a look. D. Daniel has only got 1 lap to make it count then for the Racing Point driver through towards the final 2 corners. Will it be a valid lap? Yes, it will. But will it be a fast lap? That is a question that we've got to ask ourselves. And it's going to be a 109.4, not the fastest. Bullet Boy didn't even see that, a 109.1 then. Anyone else on the lap? We see Iwan up to line. He's always near pole position. Will it be close enough for Iwan? Only P4. Not a great lap from him. Up to line now for Baraka as well. Baraka up to line. Goes P2. A very good lap from him. That is Alp up to line. Alp goes pole as well. And then up to line next will be Luke. Luke up to line. Goes P7. Then followed by Lando. Then followed by Rocco and Montana again. Montana goes pole on his second lap. That's Lewis P2. Lewis P2. That's Bullet Boy and Rocco. Rocco P4 in the mediums. Everything's changed now. Rocco P4 in the mediums. And oh my dear, what an end to that quali session. Too many lap times coming in at once, and I had no clue where to look then. So Justice Us obviously starting last, and Connor not getting a valid lap time in. Neither Boss Wanted not get a good lap time in either. So Montana on pole with his second lap of the session. Second lap on those softs, and so those softs will be old. And Lewis with a on a 108.7, then Alp on a 108.7 as well, then Rocco, then Bullet Boy, then Caladre, then Lando on a 109.3 with damage. Good lap from him. Baraka followed by D. Daniel, Iwan in 10th, a low position for him. Luke, Boss Wanted, Connor and Justice Ass. So Connor and Justice Ass have saved a set of softs then, so they can use them in the race, but still they're not going to be able to show their pure pace in the first few laps then. Montana exactly where he wants to be at the start. Then Lewis having a really good qualifying in second. As we now go to the start of the race. And everyone now selecting what they want. And it looks like at the moment, everyone just waiting for the game to ready up. People just on the grid selecting their strategies, changing their setups potentially just a little bit. And then we are good to go then. As now everyone just waiting. Predictions in the comments then. I'm going to just quickly send out this to one of my friends so he can hear me commentate. How destructive will that be? As it looks like potentially. Oh, there you go. We're all loaded up now. As we're now on the formation lap then. And there we go then. Down towards turn at number 1 then. As Montana now sets off on his way then. And now Montana, followed by Lewis, followed by Out, followed by Rocco, followed by Buddha Boy, Calandre, Lando, Baraka, followed by Daniel, Iran, Luke, Boss Wanted, Connor and Justas. A lot of people out of position on this opening lap then. As it's Montana where he needs to be to get maximum championship points then. I wonder who will lead this race at the end. So Jav says Montana, Rocco and Iwan. So let's have a look at tyres real quick. So Rocco P2 and Iwan P3. So you believe, Jav, that Iwan's going to really come through the pack. As we have a look at the tyres, Rocco starts on the mediums in P4. So bold prediction, Connor and Justas on the mediums. But the main person to really look out for this race is Rocco. Will he get eaten up in the first few laps, or will it be a race to remember? As Menno says, Montana, Connor, then Rocco. So it's going to be, he thinks it's going to be a full NSX podium. So who knows how it's going to be. Montana already lining up on the grid then, as last place hasn't even entered the chicane then. As we now come to start the race then. And here we go then. Towards 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go at Canada then. Down towards turn at number 1 we go. Montana seems to have got the lead, but the cameras aren't working at all. There you go. Montana in P1. Rocco apparently in P2, but he's not. I can tell you that one. Lewis is in P2 still. P3. P4 goes to... this is really messed up, but now through the first sector now. Let's have a look if there's any changes. We see Lewis followed by... I think that's Connor in P... not Connor, sorry. That's Rocco in P3 then. As everything's all muddled up at the moment. I have no clue where anyone is, but it seems like we're now all sorted out then. Lewis in P2, Rocco in P3, Alp in P4, Bullet Boy in P5, Caladro in P6, Daniel P7, Baraka P8, Luke in P10 getting in the points then. Oh, Connor, I think that's a wall hit. Yeah, Connor's hit the wall there. Let's have a look. Is there front wing damage? I don't think there is. I think he's just lost it and he's had to brake a lot. Justice but down past Iwan through lap 1. What a start from Justice then. Up into P11 and Lando had a shocking start there. Has he got front wing damage? He doesn't, but Lando down in 13th. Boss Wanted 14th. As Montana 7 sets ahead. Doesn't know what to do himself. He's already flying away as we got the predicted. as we got the predicted pit strategy ahead of us, and Montana sets the fast up for the race. D. Daniel passed Caladre down towards turn 1 then, and it seems like Bullet Boy into the pits. Bullet Boy has got changes to his front wing, so does Iwan, and so does Boss Wanted. So 3 drivers already pitting onto a new strategy as they finish lap 1. There is Montana now starts to fly away. Has been created a gap of a second, I'm not sure. Sadly, there aren't any replay cameras, so we have no clue what's going on there. Lewis in P2, Rocco P3, out P4 at the moment. That's the leading pack at the moment in time. As we now head through, as Alp heads through towards the middle sector then, and now out of the middle sector, so the last sector, as I'm completely scrambling my words right now, as it seems like everyone's kind of spread out. But look at this train in the mid-pack. D. Daniels had a flying start in P4, as Rocco's really the man to be at the moment. Yes, he is 2 seconds behind, but he's on those mediums and still quite close to the back of Montana. 3-second gap. We're in 3 laps, so Montana is really flying away now. Connor at the moment had a very good start there, already up to 8th then. Connor now looking for a move past Baraka. Luke just in behind as well. Luke's had a good start, so is Justice Sass. He needs to get past soon. Lando not had the start of dreams for him, as now Luke maintains it around the outside as Justice Sass gets the inside line, and looks like Justice Sass is going to try a switchback move then. And looks like he's lost that for now, but he has got his DRS active. No ERS for him, so Justice, if he wants to get anywhere in this race, probably needs to get past the Red Bull of Luke sooner rather than later. And as Lando already picks up a 3-second time penalty. Already 2 people with penalties so far, Bullet Boy and Lando then, as Montana now over a second ahead as DRS is now activated. Alp though is still within a second of Rocco. Alp probably needs to get past Rocco quite soon if he's going to do any impact to the podium in the early phases of this race. Look at that, we're already into the pits at the end of lap 3 goes Alp. Very early pit stop from the McLaren there, as he's going to fit on the medium tyres there. Obviously this track is known for having a 2-stop strategy, and I can tell you right now Alp is going for the soft medium strategy, as he'll be taking those tyres probably about lap 20, and then he'll take the other set to the end of the race. Another set of mediums. Bullet Boy coming around the final corner, showing how much time they've lost. Have 12th, 13th and 14th with the damage that they had on their cars. And I wonder now if Alp gets a massive undercut on the likes of yellow flag for Bullet Boy. Bullet Boy's lost it. Bullet Boy's lost it at turn number 2, and he's round, and I don't know why he's gone onto the hard, but Bullet Boy already round and at the back of the grid now, 4 seconds off Boss Wanted, and I'd like to say maybe even 40 seconds now off of Montana, and we're only 4 laps in then. Not a great start from him. He needs a safety car sooner rather than later. Then I'm going to look at Justice Sass now then, very close, and now side by side on the head of Baraka then, as he now slots in to P7 then. Oh, look at that, Baraka into the pits. Thought he's going to go right up alongside, but this pit lane really does not help, as we now fly down towards the next lap then, as Connor now heads through. He's had a very good start so far. He's got Caladre and D. Daniel near and close to him. In behind he has Justice Sass, who's on the same strategy as him. Someone's going to... wow, that's early. Bullet Boy's already pitted. Yeah, Bullet Boy's pitted, but he is obviously... he had damage early on as Baraka. Let's have a look at where Baraka's slotted out. Baraka comes out in P12 then. Out apparently 18 seconds, no, not 18 seconds, sorry, 10 seconds ahead of him already. So I don't know what's happened there then, but Baraka potentially has had a wing change or something. Otherwise, that's very peculiar that he's had that done. It looks like Bullet Boy already onto a new set of the mediums, and he could be almost lapped by Montana here before the end of lap 6. As Montana now coming through the final 2 corners. As now up to the line Montana goes, and he is absolutely flying, isn't he? Absolutely flying. Let's have a look at Bullet Boy. He's going to get the blue flags pretty soon as Montana comes out of the pits. There you see Bullet Boy. Bullet Boy has already pitted twice in this race. Another spin. It's not been a day to remember for the Renault driver driving at their kind of home Grand Prix, as they speak the language, but it's not really, because we've got France, don't we? And Yeah, at the moment, out. Very good lap time there from him. Obviously, trying to make that undercut work. He's showing that it can work for him then. He's going to have to gain a little bit more time. But at the moment, the leader gap is 19 seconds. I think it's about 17 seconds here for a pit stop. So he could get past Lewis if he's very fast around it. He's really used all of his EOS. So he's banking of getting in some DRS later on then. We wait for Montana and Lewis to pit then. Montana heading around that middle sector now into the final sector, and it seems like Iwan's already pitted twice. So Iwan out the pits now onto the hard compound tyres, and they'll go to the end of the race now. But oh no, how this race is absolutely falling apart for some drivers. Then Montana, will he pit to the end of this lap then? Yes, he will. Will Lewis does not respond to Montana, so Lewis is going to go another lap then, go for the overcut. But this is where they need to be careful, because a certain SMM Alp is really flying through now, and he could get undercut by Montana then. Montana out of the pits now he comes. He's coming down the pit lane as now, look at this, out rounds the final corner. This could be very close out the pit lane, and as out comes out now, we see them side by side and potentially ahead. Out goes. It's going to be close. How close is it going to be? Oh, Montana stays ahead, and on newer tyres as well, Montana should be able to make the gap work then. But Lewis is going to be really under pressure then from out then. If Lewis doesn't know how close Alp is to the back of Montana, then he's going to have a bit of a shock then as he enters the pits. Will he enter the pits now, or will he go for the one stop? The one stop is a viable strategy option then around this track. Although your tyres are brinking the puncture line basically. And now Lewis looks like he's going for that one-stop strategy as Bullet Boy says the fastest lap of the race then. As now Rocco in behind. A very good strategy choice from him so far. D. Daniel really does need to close up to him sooner rather than later. And as Caladre now enters the pits. Look at that. Alp has almost got a pit stop on him. As so does Montana now. Montana and Alp could be the guys to beat then. This time around as Lewis. That's vital in this race. He's picked up a 3-second time penalty then. If these two guys don't, then it looks like Lewis could be in a spot above as Lando picks up his second 3 seconds. As I think the amount of races he's already done this evening has really got to him. As look at this, the McLaren of Alp, just over a second off of Montana now. It's getting very close there, but also a very close battle alone is between D. Daniel, NSX Connor, and Justice Assem. Who do we think is going to win this one? Looks like there could be a move down into the hairpin. Connor looks like he's going up the inside of D. Daniel, and it seems like Justice Assem may try and do a switchback move. He's got all the EOS in the world to try and get past D. Daniel. Daniel looks like he's going for the one-stop strategy, unless he comes to the pits. That is Bullet Boy entering the pits then. That is Justice Assem flying through. Bullet Boy's retired from the race then, so he won't get any points then. Look at that, D. Daniel now into the pits. And so is Lewis then. So I think they're going for the two-stop, as it doesn't seem like the one-stop's going to be a viable option. But look how much time Lewis has lost to the back of Alp and to the back of Montana. This is absolutely disastrous for Lewis. The strategy doesn't look like it's paid off unless he's doing the one-stop. Because look at this. Alp and Montana 4 seconds potentially, no, 3 seconds ahead of Lewis then. He's going to be on softer tyres, but surely Lewis is going to be going for that one stop then. Otherwise this race is really not going to work then. And now heading down towards, oh, his Bullet Boy's now left the session, obviously after a tragic start for him. He won't be wanting to do anything here, but now look at this, Montana already caught up to the back of Luke. That is absolutely amazing pace from the Ferrari driver. Look at that. Already a pit stop behind his Luke, and there you go, he's already passed and back up into P5. The pace from this Ferrari today is absolutely monstrous. I assume Luke will be heading to the pits and is now out. Is, I believe, within DRS range now of Montana. No, he's not. He's just outside that range that he needs as he now heads down into the middle, the first sector, excuse me. As now out, followed by so it's Montana provisionally, followed by out, followed by Lewis. The real question is, where will Rocco and Connor and Justice Us come into the mix of this? Look at them three. They are absolutely flying on that medium tyres. So now down towards the end of the middle sector then, through that final chicane of that middle sector. And now braking into the final corner. No, not the final corner, the final hairpin and the first hairpin. Excuse me there. At the moment, Justice Ass flying as now. It looks like Montana has got past Lando as well then. Lando now coming, now really showing that he's not got the pace this race then. He's going to have to really bump up the engine modes if he's going to get anywhere. So far now he enters the pits at the end of lap 9. It looks like it's going to be a one-stop strategy then for the XL driver then into the pits, onto the mediums he goes. Can those go 25 laps? Yes, they can. But will they want to go 25 laps? Probably not, as Lando's obviously got a front wing change to do as he exits the pits right down near Baraka and Luke territory. So it'll be very interesting if he'll be able to do anything in this race. And so many different strategies on offer. It's a very interesting race. And Alp obviously pitting early, Montana going late, potentially going a soft, medium, soft strategy at the end of this race. Then also on different strategy, potentially Lewis is on the soft medium, and then these guys on the medium soft, or the medium soft. Then it just all depends when these lads come into the pits. Then Connor, Rocco, Justice Ass, all within a second of each other, so they'll all benefit from the DRS. And Rocco seems to be flying, but Connor in the position that he needs to be right now is the Renault. Will anyone head into the pits? And no, it's way too early for the mediums. Yeah, they'll probably be going lap 15 if they want to pit then. But look how close Montana is behind. He's 4 seconds behind, ladies and gents, and we're only on lap 12, so he's almost undercutting the medium runners. This is absolutely incredible. As Justice Us, Connor and Rocco having all good races, almost getting caught by the Ferrari there. As I talk about getting caught, Montana now picking up a penalty. So does Alp. So all top 3 drivers provisionally on track at the moment have penalties to their names. So now coming through towards the end of the middle sector then for these guys. And at the moment this is looking like a very good race in terms of strategy near the end of it. As we head down towards the hairpin one more time as Alp just on his own right now, but D. Daniel on the back of Caladre. Caladre will be wanting to really extend his gap to Daniel, but D. Daniel on younger tyres will be able to get the move done. And look at this, Rocco into the pits at the end of lap 12. No front wing change, but it looks like he's going medium soft in this race. As he pits at the end of lap 12 and onto lap 13, then those tyres have done their business then. Now onto his second set of mediums, so that confirms a 2-stop strategy for Rocco. He probably could have done a 1-stop, but has chosen not to, as now he comes onto the mediums then, and he's very close to the back of D. Daniel and Caladre then, who will bank for another set of mediums later on in this race then. So Rocco on a better strategy at the moment than the 2 guys ahead of him, but obviously should be realistically, is Montana. It's just closing and constantly closing to the back of Justice Us and Connor. But what do you expect? They are provisionally ahead. Well, Montana is at least. As we now head down into the final few corners of this lap then. And it's really interesting just potentially what everyone is going to be going on to at the end of this race then. We have no clue where everyone's going to be, and that is a pit for Justice Us. So it seems like that's confirming a Justice Us medium soft then if he goes on to a set of the mediums. Let's just have a look. Yep, it's another set of mediums, so that confirms a 2-stop for Justice Us then. No front wing changes. Caladre now enters the pits. Out of the pits he now goes, and that is him in P8. And he heads out of the pits now behind Rocco by a long time. As now Justice Sass heads round the middle sector now. We're having a look where the battles are happening. It looks like the closest battle at the moment is between D. Daniel, Rocco and Caladre. As now D. Daniel closing up. Three-second time penalty for Lando there then. But let's have a look for D. Daniel. As he now head down into the final sector he goes. As he now head on to the next lap there, D. Daniel is getting even closer. As we now head through the middle sector then. No, towards the first sector, excuse me, not middle sector. Other people on close territory. Looks like everyone's pretty spread out at the moment. Closest gap is with these three. As you now head out of the second chicane onto the first chicane, then these lads, as Rocco now heads down towards the final sector then. He's closing in on these lads. As Rocco now heads down, and look at this now, look at this. It looks like a move potentially for the Racing Point. Round past the outside of Caladre then. As excuse me for the lack of commentary, I've just been trying to sort something out real quick, and now look at this. It looks like the Ferrari of Rocco is closing in as well on these lads. It's very close in between these these three drivers then. This is a battle potentially for P4 in this race. Rocco with a penalty, Justice Sass without a penalty is closing in. And D. Daniel closing in as well then. Then Caladre is really closing, keeping his ground for now then, as he now really has to fight the car there. As he now, look at this now, around the outside. LS6 Rocco is potentially doing it. No, not this time around. Rocco's going to stay in behind for this lap at least then, as Lewis is now closing into Alp. Another battle to focus on, but this is the main battle at the moment. Four drivers in this battle. It's the closest version we're going to get to a train this race. And it seems like this is really the big battle at the moment. Let's have a look then, as it seems like the closest two is Rocco and D. Daniel then. As they now head down towards the final chicane and the Wall of Champions on the outside. They get so close to it, but now look at that. Rocco with a better X. He's going to go potentially down the inside, around the outside of the Little King down towards turn number one. He gets very close to the back of Caladre. And round the outside he tries to go. And D. Daniel really holding his ground at the moment, but round the outside. What a move this could be if he pulls this off. Still, round the outside Rocco goes, and he's going to have to hold him behind for now then. And now Rocco heads through towards the middle sector. Oh, he's getting the back of D. Daniel. D. Daniel's hit wide. As Rocco surely has to let D. Daniel pass there, as D. Daniel is also going to get overtaken by Justice Sass potentially, as he now heads down towards, oh look at that, oh no, Justice Sass really forcing D. Daniel off there, and D. Daniel has lost 2 positions in 2 sectors then, unfairly I'd say. As they now head down, and it takes Connor picking up a 5-second grip, 5-second stop-go penalty in the pit lane then. So it looks like Connor is going for a set of softs to the end of this race. So Connor on the one-stop strategy, trying to make the softs. Oh, he's going medium, soft, soft. Never mind. I can't think properly, but now Connor's really got an attacking, aggressive game to pull here then, as he doesn't think those mediums can go the 20 laps after them, maybe in the 25 after them. So now Connor, little bit of battle here. Now it's going to add to the train that's already been made. What a train this is going to become then, near the end of the race then. And let's have a look then. Let's have a look what the comments saying. As I'm an elephant, I missed so many laps, had to ask the neighbour for some garlic. Oh dear. is now heading down, and Iwan gets past Baraka. Baraka into the pits then. He goes as Justice Sass on the back of Rocco. On the back is D Daniel, and on the back of that is Connor, who has got, oh, he's set a purple middle sector. He's absolutely flying on those soft tyres, and now he's got the exit on D Daniel, and surely that's a move even before DRS. Look at that. DRS line is there, and he's already up alongside and past him before the DRS, and now look at this ahead. Oh my god, the overspeed from Justice Sass down towards the Water Champion chicane. It's side by side. Calandre picks up a penalty from a multiple warnings incident there. Look how close it is in this midfield battle then. Round the outside, Connor goes to 2 cars. What a move by Connor. If you can get this round the outside, what a move this could be. Round the outside. What a move from Connor there. Three drivers in a matter of corners. Connor is flying through this pack, and he needs to get anywhere in this racing. But what a move by Connor then. And it's now NSX in first, third and fourth then, without pitting as well. We missed that out pitting onto the medium tyres, and that'll be his final stop of the race then. As now, that's his last pit stop of the race then. He's going to have those on for 16 laps then. As look at this midfield battle, it's absolutely intense out here. Just checking there's no front wing damage. It doesn't look like it as we now head down into the hairpin now. All these lads pursuing the next one pretty well. As D Daniel closest to the next car ahead of him. D Daniel as Rocco now lets Connor pass. A bit of NSX tactics there, I see, as they now head into the next one, next lap then. Baraka now with a 3-second time penalty then, as now it looks like there is D Daniel very close to the back of Caladre, side by side down towards turn number 1 then. Connor picks up the first lap of the race, and now look at that round the outside. D Daniel trying to go with Caladre. Caladre holding on there, as there you go. Caladre's had to let him go. As D Daniel, what a move around the outside. That outside line looking very menacing at the moment, as all these drivers keeping it very clean at the moment, as the likes of Boss Wanted now on 17 lap old tyres is doing a very good job of it, keeping it clean, as Luke does get past him. What have I missed? You've missed quite a lot of rotation. Why are you not in the session? How dare you? As he now heads down into the second sector then, does Boss Wanted. Very close to it at least, as Caladre now only 7 tenths behind. 8 tenths now behind. Head down into the final corner now. Caladre heads into the pits then, as Montana heads into the pits also. So let's have a look if Alp has got past then. Has Alp made the undercut work on Montana then? Oh my god, that is an undercut and a half from Alp. Alp looks like he could take the lead of the race here. Alp takes the lead of the race then. The double undercut has worked for him. What a move. And obviously that's a move off track, but my goodness, Alp has made that move work, and he's got himself now into the lead of the race then. What a move. Off track. As we now head down the straight then. Montana followed by Alp then. Montana will not like that. Will not like that one bit. As he now heads down into the hairpin then. Montana setting the purple middle sector, as Caladre picks up a 3-second time pen then. As look at that now, Montana ready to pounce then on the back of Alp. He's going to go to the outside. Alp covering the inside line. Very well done from him as he picks up a 3-second time penalty. That maybe defensive error there from Alp may have cost him quite a lot of time. Let's have a look at penalties then. Alp on a 9-second penalty. Did not even see that. That is absolutely tragic for the McLaren driver. He's just flying, but he hasn't been able to keep his penalties down. Lando on 12 and Caladre on 14. Some people really suffering at the moment then, as they really head through the next few corners then. Closest battle at the moment, I believe, is between these 3 drivers then. As rotation, checking the I checked the penalties, and bam, there you go, Alp on 9 seconds. And now look at this, Alp trying to get past D Daniel then. down towards the hairpin he goes. And look at that, that's a move done for Alp on D. Daniel then. A pretty simple move as Alp is on newer tyres and D. Daniel. 13 lap difference, and Montana may try and pounce as well then. As he now heads down towards the final 2 corners then, and Montana, easy pass down into the Wall of Champions corner then. As we have no clue where this race is going. Is Lewis going to get involved? Who knows? With 11 laps to go then, we could still see it. N6 Connor pull through. He's only got 1 penalty, yellow flag, sector 3. Is that Luke? That's Lando off and round. Lando's lost the car. Rocco's got a 3-second time penalty. And oh no, everything's happening now. No VSC, no safety car, but Lando lost it at the final corner. He's not going to be liking this now with his damaged front wing. As he now heads through, it's all been it's not been the best race here for Lando, but he's given it his all, and he's just sadly paid the price for pushing himself to the limit then. Right on board with Lewis then. Got a 4-second gap to Connor, but Lewis will be pitting on to a set, or he potentially actually won't be pitting actually, I'll say that. Let's have a look. Will Lewis be coming to the pit soon? He doesn't enter the pit, so I think he's going for the soft medium strategy. And at the moment he's 3 seconds ahead of Connor, who needs to pit again. And around about, oh look at this, Montana passed out through the Wall of Champions chicane then. And there you go, there's a provisional lead change to this race then, if we're going off the soft medium strategy. As we now head through, Montana, as he now, oh, really flying now through this middle sector that he goes. Heads down towards the final sector. As now Montana close in. Ewan gets a 3-second time penalty. Ewan not really been talked about much in this race. As Lando heads into the pits, that could be a retirement. Who knows what he's going to do here? I think he's going to stay. He's going to valiantly go on the softs and go to the end of this race. Then, obviously not lapped. Just will Lando. Now this is the real battle that we're looking at the moment. 10 lap mediums versus 11 lap mediums versus 3 lap mediums. Who's going to win this one then? It seems like Montana is going to be absolutely let pass by Rocco, and potentially Rocco may do a little bit of a defensive job for Alp then. Alp at the moment very close to the back. SD Daniel picks up a 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane then. That will be monumental at the end of this race then. But Alp for now holds on well, and he at the moment is holding on to that P6 well, but where he's at the end of the race we don't know. Penalties also will come into this race as well. Then Caladre on his own. D Daniel, there he is coming out of the pit lane. A little bit jagged at the back of the pack, but 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th very close. These different strategies now coming together. They're meeting the X, really meeting the X of strategies at lap 25 then. People need to come into the pit, so potentially Rocco needs to head into the pits then for some softs at the end of this race. Then Lewis on 16 lap. Oh no, look at that, he's hit the back of Justice then. As now, look at this then, Montana. Oh, that is absolutely, oh, that worked perfectly for the Ferrari then. He's pulling Rocco along sweetly there. As look at this now. Oh, out looking for a move as well then on Justice. Justice enters the pits then after 11 laps. He's heading on to the softs for the end of this race then. Very short stint on the softs then, on the medium, sorry. Will be pitting onto the softs then, as we now head out. As now out of the pits everyone comes. Out closest battle at the moment with Rocco and Montana. Out obviously potentially battling for the lead here as Lando has got past Boss Wanted into the chicane using all the zeros. I think he's going for the fastest lap of the race then. Let's see this lap then. It's going to be perfect. It's a 109.2 then around his quality lap time, so not too bad from him then. As we're now looking on board with the likes of Connor will probably have to pit again. He's picked up a 3-second time penalty. My voice is very seductive, yes or no. As Caladre got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. I would have been into the wall if I had Montana behind me. Yeah, good point, Jav. As now, coming through the next bit of the lap then goes Connor. Surely can't be going to the end. He's got a pit at the end of this lap then. He'll probably slot out in P3 then. So it's going to be NSX, SMM, then NSX potentially if Connor slots out in a good position then. It's around about 12 seconds, I believe, to Lewis. So he's really going to have to push. So Lewis did pit in the end. So he's not going soft medium. He's going soft medium soft to the end of this race. So the softs won't die at the end, but oh, he's going far on those softs then at the start. So that really shows the undercut then of the going soft to medium. But Lewis, can he catch up 7 seconds? Probably not. Connor surely will be heading to the pits at the end of this lap then to complete his strategy. Then we should have all the strategies in place then as Connor heads into the pits then at the end of lap 27. Into the pits, no penalty for him that time. I believe he has a 5 seconds to serve, if I'm not mistaken. Montana picks up a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look. I think he's got a 5 seconds to serve. Yes, he does. So Connor will be going down the order. Caladre out of nowhere. Caladre, really, I didn't think he had a chance in this race, but he's doing pretty well right now. Never mind, Rocco, Just and D. Daniel are right there. Never mind. And look at that, there is Connor as well on those softs. He's going to come out around about. Hang on, let's have a look where he comes out here. He comes out right in the pack then with Caladre, Rocco and Justice then. This is going to be a very interesting end to the race then for the midfield pack. The midfield pack containing Justice, Rocco, Connor and D. Daniel then, all separated by around a second, and Caladre as well. Excuse me, I would have been into the World Champions at this point, to be honest. To be fair, at this track, I don't even think the World Champions is the hardest corner. My personal opinion. I think it's the 4-5 chicane. That really doesn't think. The only reason I'm not winning any championships soon. Aww. As now, look at that. Oh, look at that. Connor down the inside of Caladre. I wasn't expecting that move so early. But Connor now past Caladre. And Caladre using a bit of VRS. But I don't think he's going to have any say in the matter here. Is now, look at this. Connor and Morocco working a treat together. Now, going to be trying and pursuing Lewis. I'm not going to bring up the penalties anymore then to have a little bit of mystery in this race. As it now is getting very close to the end with 6 laps to go. That's about 7 minutes of racing left. Can anyone make a difference in these last 7 minutes then? We see Alp, we see Montana very close together. 1-2 seconds in it. Justus picks up a 3-second time penalty. Everyone now has got a time penalty on the grid then. As now it's just a question of who's got more, who's got less. We're not going to show it, but this adds a little bit of mystery to the final standings then. Montana at the moment seems to be in good in good stead to win this race. At the moment he's flying away from everyone, but look at this mid-pack. It's looking spicy in the mid-pack, and Connor really close to the back of Rocco, really close to the back of Justice as well then. Justice 1.3 to Rocco, so he needs to make up a little bit of time to close up. Probably because he had to get past Caladre. Caladre, obviously, he's in this race. There was, oh no, that's Justice. His front end plate gone, and Justice will be slowing down a lot then in his final few laps. That's not what he wanted to have with 5 laps to go, as he is pushing to close up to the back of Rocco and Connor then. Won't be a good race to remember for him then. D. Daniel now onto the back of Caladre. Obviously he needs to get past then, as we've got another comment in the stream then. Let's have a look what that is as we now head through, and that is Xavier saying F, as yes, it is a massive F for Justice then. As it seems like D. Daniel needs to get a move on Caladre soon. They're both on around the same EOS, so it's just a question of time then. D. Daniel, has he got a full front wing intact? We'll have a look as he passes his camera right now. He does, so he should be a few tenths faster than Caladre with a few laps to go then. Lewis in P3 at the moment on the softs then. 4 seconds to Alp then. Alp probably getting a little bit scared of this podium by now, as Rocco and Connor closing in. I'm not going to talk about penalties, but with lap 31 halfway through already, this could be a very interesting end to the race then, as we now break down into the middle sector. Iwan picking up a penalty, but Iwan is down in 13th and not a race to remember for him. My prediction of Montana Rocco Iwan was spot on. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think Iwan's down in last, mate. But who knows? Who knows how the end of this race is going to go? This could be a really interesting end of the race, and if Lewis can really catch up to the back, if Connor can catch up, can Connor? Oh, that's Rocco picking up a penalty there. We saw that on the live feed. He's really pushing to the back of Connor, and he looks like he's trying to get in that ERS, and it doesn't seem in the DRS. Sorry. Oh yeah, I'm seeing stuff. Yeah, he's P3 for you. Yeah, close enough. As now Rocco still out of the DRS, and he's on 0%. You don't see that often in league racing. No battery left then as he heads through the Water Championship gate. He's just getting a tiny bit of battery left, and he's going to have to surely save it this lap then. He's going to have any charge at the end of this race then, as Alp loses it a little bit on the entry there of turn number 5. Seems like he's all said and done with P1. Then Montana has just got the outright race pace, and fair play to him. He's just way ahead of everyone else in terms of pace. But D. Daniel Caladre is a big battle that we need to look out for in the final few laps of this race then. 3.5 laps to go then for these drivers. What can D. Daniel do? 4 tenths behind Caladre. Picks up a 3-second time penalty. Does the Alpha Tauri. Obviously the new livery came out yesterday. I think personally it looks a little bit worse than last year, but I like the design of the Alpha Tauri this year. It's a decent design, but nothing to shout about from the rooftops. Now as Rocco heads through towards, oh look at this, I think there's a little bit of a movement behind here. Caladre losing off. I don't know that person, Ed, as you're trying to make me swear on the stream very inappropriately. Cheers, mate. As now heads into the first corner then. Irwan with a 3-second time penalty. He's right at the back of the grid. I don't think it's going to really benefit him or put him in any danger. He's only 1.1 seconds behind Lando, so there could be a little bit of a battle there, to be fair. Lando obviously not in last place right now, but Montana absolutely flying out ahead. His boss wants to pick up a penalty that could bring Lando in if we're looking at penalties, but we're not. But let's have a look. Lewis as well as Iwan gets past Lando's. I think Lando's going for the false lap 2.0 then, as it looks like he's got a front wing in place then. Enters the pits now, and look at that, he's been lapped now as Lando. He's going to try and get the false lap of the race then, but it seems like at the moment D. Daniel though on the back of Justice Sass, he's going to go down the inside in towards the final corner then, and look at that, that's a move for P6 in this race then, but we have no clue what it's going to be, as Lando picks up a 5-second time penalty on exit of the pits then. Very peculiar pace to get a time penalty on the exit as he crossed over the white line then. Race to forget for Lando, race to forget for many people here today then, but a race to remember for dominance for Montana then, as he now is coming to the end of the 34th lap then, as he enters the final sector now, as he comes down to brake. He's got enough EOS to serve him lunch and dessert on a treadmill. I don't know what I'm saying here, but just saying, he's got a lot of EOS to play with on that final lap, potentially going for the fastest lap of the race then on that last lap then, as we're reaching 20 past 9 then the UK time. Montana heading through the final corner then, one more lap to go then, and all the drivers have at least one penalty. Yeah, at least one, so it gives us a little bit of an idea. No, it gives us no idea actually on where anyone is going to finish, but it looks like now Alp and Lewis are very close together then, and I think, is that Lando? It is Lando as well, very close in behind. His ERS is either my will to live. Oh no. And Lando picks up a penalty as well as he tries to force his way past Lewis, and yes he does. Gonna annoy Lewis there. We'll have a look at penalties at the end of this race then. But it looks like at the moment the closest battle on the track has been disrupted by a lap car then. As we now head down into the final few corners for everyone then. The end of this race is coming up. Where is Montana then? Montana coming through the final sector now, and then look at this. Out. Lando does get passed out, but Lando will be at the end of this lap. Will be finishing the race then. But now out of the final corner for the last time this race then. It's a pole to win for Montana. What a race it was for him. Led most laps of the race, and that's a win at Canada for him then. P2 will go to Lewis. Yes, it will after tons of penalties. Connor will take the P3. And looks like Out will take P4 in the end. Then Rocco takes P5. Then P6 potentially goes to D. Daniel. Let's have a look at penalties. Yes, by 0.6 of a second. Let's have a look. Any changes there? Just P7. Caladre P8. And then we just got to wait for Luke, Baraka, Boss Wanted, and Ilwan to finish. But Montana, Lewis, Connor is your podium then. As look at that. That really sums up some people's races then. As Luke heads to line P9, good points for him then. Baraka in P10, using all that EOS he can, followed by Boss Wanted, who's gonna let off over the line, and a race to forget for some drivers. As Iwan, he's lost it before the line. He's actually lost it before the line. But there you go. There is our finishing order for today then. And I will quickly check if people want podium interviews or not then. But a good race in the end. A lot of battling in the midfield. And all good for everyone. A win for Montana then. A fun race for the top few. And there you go then. Final standing. See Montana in first. Second go to Lewis. And third go to NSX Connor then. So there you go. Lots of penalties dealt out. It's a penalty track. As Montana takes the win then. Followed by Lewis. Followed by Connor. Followed by Alp. Followed by Rocco, then D. Daniel, then Justice Us, then Caladre, then Luke, then goes Baraka in P10, P11 goes to Boss Wanted, P12 goes to Iwan, and P13 goes to Lando then. So Iwan does actually finish over the line, but there you go then. As I don't think we are going to do interviews tonight then, but thank you everyone so much for watching then. And there you go then. End of the race. A good race, but PSN issues kind of stunting the race. Thank you so much for watching.